not been very cooperative in coming up for follow-up interviews.
The Santa Fe sheriff says he's frustrated with what he calls a lack of cooperation from some of those involved.
ABC's Megan Tavrizian. CDC today expected to approve Pfizer's COVID shot for children under the age of 12. If that happens, pediatricians' offices and pharmacies say they are ready to start doling out the shots to kids. It's election day for many. Governor's races in New Jersey and Virginia, mayor's races in New York and Boston, and in Buffalo and Minneapolis. They're voting on whether to change the way those cities fund police departments. You're listening to ABC News.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook, but that also means a lot of
vandalism, and improper handling of a firearm. I'm Yolanda Harris.
For more state news, go to ONNradio.com. I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
Live and local conversation for the Ohio Valley continues shortly here on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
Modernize your home's lighting at Menards. Turn any recessed light into an energy-efficient LED downlight. Retrofit lights are dimmable, easy to install, and can change color temperatures. Pick up an 8-pack of 6-inch LED retrofit lights for just $14.99 after sale price and 11% off. That's $15 off. Get it now and update your lighting today. Good through November 6th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
West Virginia Northern Community College will host its fall open house, both in person and virtually, on Saturday, November 6th, from 9 a.m. to noon. Both formats allow you to learn about programs, admissions, financial aid, and more. If you attend in person in New Martinsville, Wheeling, or Weirton, you can also tour the campus. Everyone participating in Northern's open house could win a $1,000 scholarship. For more information, visit wvncc.edu.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. Partly cloudy skies, a daytime high of 48 degrees. Partly to mostly cloudy through the overnight, 29 for the low. Clouds, limited sunshine around for your Wednesday, with highs in the mid to upper 40s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
All right, listen up, you guys. Morning.
You awake?
It's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
I am loving the sound of your voice.
Good morning, sunshine.
Crank up the radio.
You all ready for the big show? Happy Tuesday, everybody.
And action. Okay, let's do it. Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out?
All right, let's do this.
Yes, we are ready to let the dogs out.
Well, what are we waiting for?
It's showtime. News, information, conversation, controversy, and fun. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Coffee is good this morning. Bippy, you drinking coffee this morning or still sipping on water? What are you doing here to kick this morning off with?
With it being 41 degrees, I have coffee in the Yeti, which I'm sure is still pretty warm as we speak.
Yeah, I don't know what maybe just because it is so warm outside, but the coffee's tasting really, really good this morning. Yeah, up and going. I heard Aaron saying he never drinks hot drinks. Is that what he just said during the Channel 7 newscast there? He only drinks iced coffee and iced tea. Actually, I think he said he didn't drink coffee. He only drinks iced tea.
I believe that's what he said.
Come on, I mean, it's cold. We're going to be below 30 tonight, which means probably early morning tomorrow will be mid-30s, and you're going to be drinking iced coffee, iced and drink. Come on, it's It's 23 days until Thanksgiving, for God's sake. We should just, you want to drink a nice warm drink. If I could, I think I'd be having maybe a hot toddy this morning. That would be, ooh. I mean, let me think about that. Early morning hot toddy, that could be good. Oh, yeah. Or at least maybe some hot cocoa. Hot cocoa would be good, too. You cocoa drinker, Biff?
Oh yeah, I love hot chocolate, but you gotta have marshmallows to put in it.
I was just going to say, you have to have marshmallows, right?
Yep, gotta have the marshmallows.
That wouldn't be bad this morning, too. But anyways, the coffee, really good, Adam. That's good start to the morning. 7-Eleven here on the Watchdog Morning Show. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? 42 at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. 41 degrees here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling. 41 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. And whatever you may be, it is cloudy throughout the morning this morning. Going to be cloudy most of the day today, only up to 48, so not a very warm day today. And temperatures tonight, I think for the first time in a while, dropping below freezing. So frost is a distinct possibility in your overnight, early morning hours tomorrow. And it's going to be in the 40s really all throughout the rest of the work week. 7:12 in the morning on the show. As I said, 42 degrees. So we're up and running. 23 degrees until Thanksgiving. And I suspect some folks will still have smaller Thanksgiving dinners now. In fact, again, I wonder if the concept of the huge, giant family Thanksgiving meal may be changed to a large extent forever because of the pandemic. But things are starting to get back to normal. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this week announced, the last couple of years there were very reduced parade. They only walked like around one block, and they didn't have spectators and all that kind of good stuff. But this week, the giant flying balloons are going to be back once again. The Macy's folks announced all of the route is going to be its full 2.5-mile route through downtown Manhattan. Spectators will be available to watch the Macy's parade in person. Of course, we were able to watch it on TV last year, but in person once again. So it looks like everything with the Macy's parade is getting back in order. New balloons for the Thanksgiving Day Parade this year will be Ada Twist. Well, we're back to where we were yesterday morning. My cultural references are gone. Who is Ada Twist? Do you know, Biff?
No clue.
Not the foggiest.
I mean, I'm guessing it is a singer/songwriter, but
no, I don't think so, because there's a different list of performers here. These are balloons. I'm guessing it's some kind of maybe a kid's show or something, or a video game. Ada Twist. Never heard of it.
This is and I'm being honest, this is the first time for me I've heard of it.
Actually, I think I thought the comma was in a different place here. It is Ada Twist Scientist.
Still doesn't help me.
That doesn't help you any at all.
No, I mean, still.
A scientist? Ada Twist Scientist doesn't help you at all?
Still doesn't help me one bit.
If any of you all know who Ada Twist Scientist is, and you want to prove me an idiot and culturally ignorant, well, I shouldn't say that now because Biff is also not knowing as well. But if you text me, 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. Who is Ada Twist Scientist? It sounds like something that probably is a kid's show, and therefore it sounds like something I should know that maybe Teddy would be watching, but well, I tell you what, we're going to see her balloon. Whoever she is, she's going to have a giant balloon at the Macy's parade. Ada Twist Scientist. The next one will make my grandson Teddy very happy. The Pokemon characters like Pikachu are going to have their own balloons this year. He loves Pikachu. If you ever see some of the pictures I post, he's got Pikachu t-shirts and so on. So giant Pokemon Pikachu characters and other Pokemon will be floating in the sky during the Macy's Day Parade. Now, performers will include, do I know all of these people? Almost. Carrie Underwood, yes. Kelly Rowland, yes. Kristen Chenoweth, yes. Mickey Guyton,
Not familiar with that one.
Okay, no, me neither. Jimmy Allen. That name sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know. Country singer, maybe? Could it be?
Might be.
Jimmy Allen. Anyway, these are some of the performers who will be there at the Macy's parade, and it will be back to normal. The full run around Manhattan. Spectators will be there. The balloons will be big and high in the sky, barring weather problems. Remember, a couple of years ago, they couldn't let the balloons go up because the weather was so windy. But anyway, yeah,
they had the gust. I forget what they said they were up to, but it was enough to. It would have probably caused the people with the balloons to fly away with it as well.
Yeah, I mean, they were holding the balloon. I mean, they had the balloons, but they were like 2 inches above people's heads, right? I mean, they wouldn't let them go up in the sky. Thanksgiving coming, of course, the big focus of Thanksgiving is the family focus is what, Biff? It's the big feast, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
I mean, it's Thanksgiving. It's the food. So we'll see over the next couple of weeks all kinds of polls about our favorite Thanksgiving food. One of the first ones just came out, and this looks at the food we hate the most for Thanksgiving. Want to take a guess? Foods we hate the most of the traditional Thanksgiving meal,
I'm gonna say, and I like this, but I'm gonna go with stuffing.
No, stuffing's halfway down. It's number 5. No, and this is one of those polls where I'm going, I'd like to see the receipts, please. Show me. I want to see the research on this. No, most disliked food for Thanksgiving is turkey.
Really?
Turkey is the most hated food? Over 1 out of every 4 Americans say they don't like Thanksgiving turkey. Find them, shoot them, we'll eat them. What is wrong with you? You don't like Thanksgiving turkey. Unless you're a guest from last week, Melanie Joy, who had the whole belief that we don't eat any animals at all. But, I mean, otherwise, if it's not a philosophical issue, how can you not like, how can that be in the list of the things we hate?
Yeah, I'd have put that at number 1 of the things we like.
Yes. And again, this is the first of many polls that will come out over the next couple of weeks, and somewhere there will be our favorite food, and that'll probably be at the top too. I'm fudging a little bit just because it's so amazing. Turkey is actually number 2. Number 1 of the food we don't like of the traditional Thanksgiving food is cranberry sauce. Now, I do know that a lot of people don't like that. I go for the canned gel, the jelly stuff that comes out of the can, where you can see this. You can see these circles of the can when it plops out of the can. I'm not big on the actual cranberry sauce, but that's actually number 1. But it's only 2 percentage points above number 2, which is turkey. Turkey. 28% of Americans say their most hated food on Thanksgiving is turkey. Now, some of these others make sense for me. I'm not a big fan of number 3, which is the green bean casserole. We have it when we have a big family meal. Haven't had a big family meal for a couple of years, but green bean casserole was part of our meal, and everybody else would, hey, more green bean casserole. I'd be going, yeah, and just, you take mine. Take my share. That's okay. Number 4 on the most hated food list, sweet potatoes. I like sweet potatoes. Number 5, the one you said, Biffy, stuffing. Coleslaw, number 6. Number 7 is ham. I do know a lot of, Thanksgiving turkey is the normal is a bad phrase to use. I think turkey is the traditionally thing we think of when we think of Thanksgiving feast. But many people do have ham. I get that. Also on the list, pumpkin pie, mashed potatoes, and 15% of us don't like mac and cheese. I don't know what probably green bean casserole for me. That's about the only thing of the Thanksgiving feast I don't like. I mean, everything else is like, pile it on the plate, baby. Right?
Yeah, I won't touch sweet potatoes.
You don't like sweet potatoes?
Not,
I know people don't.
Not a fan of them.
I never. That's one of those foods I always thought I wasn't going to like to eat, but then like I've had baked sweet potatoes and they're pretty good. Sweet potato fries are a big thing anymore. I'm not so bothered by them anymore, but I do know a lot of people don't like them. But the only thing on that list, so you go with green bean casserole, or so you go with sweet potatoes on your list, right?
Yeah, other than that, green bean casserole, I love it. I mean, if we have it, I'll eat it.
Okay. Stuffing would be one of your favorites, you said, right? No, would you say?
No, I like it, but my favorite's turkey, just for the fact that if you have it left over, it makes a great lunch on a Friday.
Yeah, and then sometimes you can have turkey tetrazzini on Sunday or whatever. Because it lasts and lasts and lasts. If you get a big turkey. Yeah, turkey, that is, it's not a joke. Pile it on is the phrase I frequently use at Thanksgiving meal for turkey, right? Pile it on. Pile it on. A little bit more. Sometimes when we had the big family gathering, again, we haven't had it for a couple of years, but sometimes I would hear, Dad, don't take it all. Or my mom was alive, Howard, everybody else has to have some turkey too. I say pile it on, baby. Off the text line, 304-214-1600. Yes, I don't like turkey. Okay, all right, okay. What is wrong with you? I'm sorry. I love the fact you texted us, and thank you for being a listener and all those positive things, but what the hell is wrong with you? You don't like turkey. Text line, is gravy on the list? It is a critical part of the Thanksgiving meal, my friend. It's a critical part of the Thanksgiving meal. Gravy on pretty much everything. Gravy on the potatoes, gravy on the stuffing, gravy on the meat, right?
Sometimes you even get it mixed in with the green bean casserole occasionally, but yeah, it's pretty much just gravy on everything.
And honest to goodness, you people, I have a second one. Howard, is gravy on that list? I know how much you love it. Geez, you people making fun of my gravy. Of course, I did a whole section on sausage, gravy, and biscuits yesterday, so I guess maybe I shouldn't be totally surprised. All right, favorite or least favorite Thanksgiving foods. Again, for me, Biffy, I think for you, I can't really believe there's 28% of people who don't like Thanksgiving turkey, but maybe. It's the turkey that makes the meal. And sometimes, in order to make the meal really good, you want to get some ideas and some tips on properly preparing the turkey. Celebrating its 40th anniversary this year is the Butterball Turkey Talk Line. Now, I assume everybody knows, but if you don't know, you can call the Butterball Turkey Talk Line and ask about the best way to cook your bird for Thanksgiving. There's a classic scene from the TV show The West Wing, where President Bartlett is arguing with his staff over how to properly cook a turkey, and so he calls the Butterball Turkey Hotline and pretends to be, I forget his, Arnold Shvernamotsky from Iowa or something, because they say, you sound familiar. The Butterball Turkey Hotline. But it has just gotten up and running again for its 40th year. And actually, our news service gave us a quick listen to one of the original Butterball Turkey Hotline calls.
Hello. You've reached the Butterball Turkey Talk Line, the telephone help center designed to assist you in preparing a delicious turkey for the holidays. Of course, the instructions are printed right on the packaging, but we understand that you may still have questions, like how to thaw your turkey, which again is printed right on the wrapper, along with what temperature to set your oven and how long to cook. When you think about it, it couldn't be any plainer if we tattooed it on your forehead with a rusty ice pick. Hell, we've even provided a thermometer, which pops up and says, you may now eat me. If only you had a little device that popped up and said, I'm a moron. Please hit me in the head with a tire iron. Anyway, stay on the line, Einstein. Someone will be with you shortly. Oh, and happy holidays.
I'm not sure there was actually a Butterball turkey call. I'm thinking somebody was funning us maybe a little bit there. Or heck, I don't know. Maybe it was. 7:26 here on the Watchdog Morning Show. So Thanksgiving, 23 days away. I have to tell you, the Monroe family, we still haven't figured out what we're going to do for Thanksgiving. I've mentioned this several times since the pandemic began. We have not had people into our house. For years, we had it at my aunt's house, my beloved Aunt Peggy, who passed away a few years ago. Her house hosted everybody. We all could fit there. We tried to squeeze everybody into our house, I think, one year, and it was just a mess. Our house is just too small. Our kitchen is just too small for the number of people we have. All three of my kids and all of their family, and a couple of the in-laws and so on. We don't have room. And my daughter-in-law held Thanksgiving dinner one year, but she's transformed her dining room into a home office, so it's not there. And I can't find anybody who is doing a Thanksgiving meal at a restaurant that can accommodate, 18 people, something like that. So I don't know what we're going to do. Go to Perkins and sit in 10 different booths, I guess, or something. I don't know.
How many can you fit in a booth at Perkins?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can do 6 and you have 18, that'd be 3 booths right there.
Yeah.
Or if you got a large table that could fit some and then use one booth, you could always do that.
I wonder if Bob Evans, because what we've done the last couple of years because of the pandemic, I know you all have heard me say this, because we used to host the meal and we couldn't, so we bought the Bob Evans Thanksgiving feast meal for each of my 3 kids and their family. So they could just go and pick it up and have it at their house, but we paid for their big Thanksgiving meal. I wonder if I could go to Bob Evans, like on Thanksgiving Day, and then order the big family feast and just have it brought to the table. Be just kind of like using their table, but we'd be getting their. I don't know. I got to figure it out. All right, 7:28 in the morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show. It's time for a break in a minute here, news break, because my coffee is already almost out. And it's tasting so good this morning, I want some more. What are we talking about besides Thanksgiving today? It is Election Day in Ohio, and there are a couple of things of interest there. But the real big thing nationwide is the election in Virginia. All political eyes are on that governor's race in Virginia. Our national correspondent, Tom Squitieri, will prepare us for a preview of that. We'll also look at some new reporting on warnings that law enforcement had prior to January 6th. Senator Manchin really disappointed progressive Democrats yesterday. He made it clear. I mean, he made it clear. He is not signing on to this $1.75 trillion Build Back Better bill, the bill that was trimmed back in order to placate him. He said 1.75 is all I'm going to do. They cut it back. Now he says, I don't think it's actually 1.75 trillion. I think it's more. And then he yelled at members of Congress. It was a strange press conference yesterday. Ogden newspaper reporter Stephen Adams is going to join us to weigh in on the latest on Joe Manchin. Wheeling Council has a full agenda today, from parking garage financing to outdoor dining funding. We'll preview that. With supply chain concerns in front of many minds these days, we'll look at a couple of lists that have come out of buy now gifts, because they may not be available later. Philadelphia is ending traffic stops for minor violations, partly because they're perceived to be racially unfair. I want to detail that story for you. Talked about it yesterday. Didn't really get to it. I want to detail that for you and get some reactions from you on the phone line or the text line. And, of course, some more Thanksgiving and holiday stuff coming up as well. It is all here, straight ahead, on the Watchdog Morning Show. 7:31, 29 till the hour on the Watchdog Morning Show. It is cloudy, going to be that way throughout the day today. It's currently 42. The best we're going to do is probably 48 or so. Full forecast coming up with Aaron Myler after we check news from the Big Seven, and Billy DeFabio has sports. And they've got all of that right now.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it.
Dumped to discard their trash. Once Jacob drove off the hill, Malachi and Daniel weren't with him. Deputies say they found their bodies during a search at the dump. Wilson was later found outside his home and arrested. Ohioans will head to the polls today to vote in the 2021 general election. They'll decide on a number of issues, levies, and bonds. One of the biggest items on the ballot for Belmont and Jefferson County is marijuana decriminalization. If passed, it would remove the penalty for possession misdemeanor amounts of cannabis. All it needs is a simple majority to pass. The Jaden Lucas pretrial begins today in Belmont County courtrooms. Lucas is one of two charged in a hazing incident at Barnesville High School. The victim was allegedly restrained and terrorized. Lucas has entered a plea of not guilty. No other information has been released about the other suspect, who is a juvenile. West Liberty University Faculty Senate has voted no confidence in President Dr. W. Franklin Evans. The Herald Star says Senate Chair Sean Ryan confirmed the vote of 14-1 with one abstention. That was a look at your headlines. Have a great day, everyone.
In case you missed it, Monday Night Football in Kansas City, the Chiefs struggled, but they managed to beat the lowly Giants 20-17. Let's hear from Kansas City head coach Andy Reid.
I was proud of our defense and the way that they played. I was proud of our crowd and for the way they stayed with us through some up and downs.
How about the Chiefs? Yeah, they improved to 4-4. But boy, you talk about penalty flags. The Chiefs recorded a total of 12 penalties. This is quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, we're still moving the ball and doing a lot of things great, but whenever you turn the ball over or get a penalty and get pushed back, that kind of ruins drives. But I think we've done a lot of great things.
Giants dropped to 2-6. The trade deadline in the National Football League is 4 p.m. today. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers play? Let's make a deal. The NFL Network is reporting that the Steelers, they're shopping veteran pass rusher Melvin Ingram, who was inactive for the Cleveland Browns game. And if you missed it, Monday, Denver traded an all-pro defensive player, Von Miller, to the Rams for 2 draft picks. Today may not be a good day for Derrick Henry because he's going to be out of action for a long time. Derrick will have foot surgery today. No timetable on his return. And if you're hungry for some baseball, the World Series will continue with Game 6 tonight in Houston as the Astros host the Atlanta Braves. The Braves lead that best of 7, 3-2. This is Houston manager Dusty Baker.
You know, like you'll wear your stars out, and they can't do it all the time. And you have to have, other guys on your team that you call upon.
I'm Bill DeFabio on sports, and we are the watchdog, the voice of your Ohio Valley.
Hi, Toppy Kirchville. Join me weekdays at 10 o'clock for Talkline. We'll talk about the big stories affecting us in West Virginia, top political figures, sports personalities, sometimes just plain folks offering their opinions on what's happening today. 10 till noon, right after the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
We're a farm store, a family store. Look what I found store. We're a store made for real people and some real beasts. We're a hey neighbor kind of store and an everyday low price store. We're Rural King, and we're working hard to be your favorite store. Check out the huge selection of men's, women's, and kids' Wrangler clothing at the lowest prices every day, like these Wrangler Retro Bootcut jeans for just $49.99.
Soft teeth run in my family, so I don't need to go to the dentist because it won't help, right?
Actually, your family history does not necessarily determine whether you'll get cavities or develop gum disease. Your own behavior can prevent dental disease. By regularly seeing a dentist and brushing twice a day, flossing once a day, and avoiding tobacco products and sugary foods and drinks, you can put yourself on the right path to having healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime.
To find an Ohio Dental Association member dentist in your area, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
Are you or your loved ones facing a serious legal battle? The law office of Paul Harris wants you to know you aren't alone. Do you need someone that's not afraid to go to trial and fight for your rights? Attorney Paul Harris and his team are willing to go where most firms are not. The courtroom. With a successful track record in civil litigation, criminal defense, including tax issues and healthcare fraud, Harris Law Office will fight for their clients by offering the most aggressive representation in and out of court. Call Paul Harris at Harris Law Office for a free consultation. 304-232-5300.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
Went in behind a little birch tree at its head. I reached down and got the bow positioned and found its horns and dropped down and shot it in the neck.
Whether it's hunting and fishing news,
it tracks real super well, but not with a 60-pound carp tied to the side.
Or just compelling stories about the enjoyment of the great outdoors.
How close did you let him get in before you let fly on him?
He was about 18 yards, Chris. He got turned in the right angle there, and I touched off the trigger. And when I hit him, he ran kind of up the hill, which scared me at first.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. And for your daily fix, Outdoors Today brings you 2.5 minutes of news and notes from the woods and water every weekday morning. No one covers the great outdoors like Chris Lawrence. And Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design, an easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content, and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tab, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
The timeless sounds of polka live here. Join us 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays for the Polka Showcase with Rich Biella. Sunday mornings never sounded so good.
It's your turn to talk. From politics to pet peeves, get it off your chest and on the air. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
The folks at Wallet Hub who send every day a list of the best and worst of different things, all different kinds of things they look at. Today is the best winter holiday destinations. And when I looked at this list, it didn't really make sense to me. If I was thinking about a warm destination to go to or a cold destination to go to, if I'm thinking about, if you're going to go traveling, you want to go to some kind of winter cold place, where would you think about going?
South, especially the Florida.
Yeah, well, Florida's number 10 on the best warm destinations. Tampa, number 9, so that's about right. Then San Francisco, number 8. Phoenix, San Antonio, Texas. A lot of Texas in here. San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Austin is number one. The number one place to go for a warm destination for winter travel is Austin, Texas. I'm with you. I would probably say Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando, somewhere in that area. I think that would
Miami.
be, yeah. You know, that if I'm looking for a warm destination. Now, if you wanted to go to some really cold place, where would you go for a cold destination?
Anywhere in Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana.
Ding, 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 ding. You have exactly the same kind of list I would have as well. That's, I've been in that part of the country heading into winter, and when it has been cold and snowy. I mean, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's different. That would be great. None of those are on this list. The best cold destination. Now think about this. The best cold destination for winter travel, Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, if I'm thinking about going to a cold place, I'm not thinking about going to Atlanta, Georgia.
And no, I was in the airport in Atlanta, but other than that, I mean, that's.
Utah, Colorado, you're right, Wyoming, Alaska, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to a cold weather destination. Not Atlanta, Georgia. Where the hell did that list come from? Washington, D.C. is number 2 on the list. Now, I have learned from experience, Washington, D.C. cannot handle snow. They just, the smallest amount of snow that comes down, and that's it, the town comes to a stop. But these are, so I'm wondering, I thought to myself, well, how in the world do these get on the list? I'll finish. Atlanta, Washington, New York is number 3. St. Louis, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think of that as a warm destination. Is Albuquerque cold? Chicago, Denver, there's at least a Colorado destination. Cincinnati, Ohio, let's go to a nice cold place for winter. Let's go to Cincinnati. What?
Well, I could actually see Cincinnati because it is on the Ohio River.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
but if you're thinking of going for a winter, like if you're, well, you don't watch Hallmark movies, but if you're watching a Hallmark movie and the characters say, we're going to go to a cold destination for this Christmas season, they're not going to Cincinnati.
They're going to New York.
Well, they're going upstate New York, maybe, or
yeah.
Again, or to Wyoming or Alaska or something. Anyway, so I wondered about this, but Wallet Hub said they didn't think about scenic beauty. They focused on cost and convenience, and so these are the cities that I guess get cold, but also are less expensive. I got to tell you, Wallet Hub, there are times when I think your lists are a bit of
a reach.
Stunkies. Yeah, a bit of a reach for sure. We are certainly heading into cold weather, though. Aaron Myler's here to tell us about it. It's not going to be the warmest day, and it's definitely not going to be the warmest night tonight, right, Aaron?
Not at all. Only getting up to like 40. Did I put 46 or 48? My 7 day. 48 degrees for today's high. And then tomorrow, in the next couple of days, only getting up to 46 degrees. But like you said, low temperatures. This is like the time of year where you have to start paying attention to your lows because we're getting below freezing for the next few nights here. So you're probably going to wake up with some frost on your windshield sometimes, and it's just going to be absolutely freezing.
Yeah, you're right. We've paid no attention to the lows for, 6 months or so because we don't have to worry about it. It's just, whatever it is, it is. But
yeah,
exactly. We've got to pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah, now some of those lows start to tell us, it affects us more soon. In the summer,
we're going to be below freezing for all of the work week and into the weekend for overnight lows, right?
Correct, yeah. So we'll see. It's going to be, pretty much 30 degrees for the next several days here for your low. So not that much below freezing, but still enough where we would see probably some frost some days. And like they're seeing up, not in here yet, but like up in the Cleveland and Erie area, they're going to start to see some snow popping into their forecast. So we're just getting to that time of year, for better or for worse.
I need you to understand that on this show we consider snow the S word. It's
yeah, I try to not say it, and all morning long, Stephen and Stephanie knew how much I didn't want to say it, so they kept taunting to me every single time, saying, "Are we getting snow soon?" And I was like, "Oh."
Well, it will be coming. I mean, 23 days till Thanksgiving, 53 days till Christmas. So, I mean, it's at some point the snow's going to come. We don't have it in any near future, though, do we?
No, yeah, I don't like to. Snow is notoriously like the hardest weather to forecast because a degree makes a difference between like rain and snow. So I don't see anything coming this next week, but I mean, we'll see as we get closer. But even if we do, it's not going to be like a. For the most part, we probably won't see like a blizzard. We're probably just going to see a couple snowflakes if we see anything.
So, Aaron, not enough for any accumulation.
No. Nothing coming this week though. We're good for the week ahead.
It's going to be cool, much cooler days too this week. All this week, cooler than we've been used to. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. Normally we get up into like the mid to upper 50s this time of year, and like for the rest of the week we're sitting at like tomorrow, like the next 2 days the high is 46 degrees. So I mean that means most of the day is not at 46 degrees. Most of the day is probably in the upper 30s and low 40s. So it's definitely going to be a cold week again. But I mean, or not again. I guess it's just going to be a cold week, but a little more sunshine in the forecast, which is nice, different from last week.
Well, the sunshine can be what the sun was really warm yesterday. We were picking up my grandson at school, stopped in line to pick him up, and I don't know. The temperature was kind of cool, but the sun was beating through the window when I was sitting there. The sun was warm. The sun was nice and warm.
Yeah, I left the Dancing with the Ohio Valley Stars thing. It's a Saturday, and I left rehearsal yesterday, and I was like, oh crap, I really messed up my like high temperature for today. And then I went and looked at what it like actually was, and I was like, oh no, I'm still right. It just feels so much warmer sometimes when the sun is hitting you.
Isn't that interesting? And you're a weather guy. You think about this, I'm sure. How the same time, I'm going to pick a number, 52 degrees, when it's dark and overcast and dreary and drizzly, can feel really cold. 52 degrees when the sun is beating down on you can feel really warm. I mean, the air temperature may be the same, but how we react to it is different.
Yeah, and then like the winds make a major difference with everything. It's funny because that little bit of sun can make it feel, even though you may not necessarily like you are feeling slightly warmer just because the sun's hitting you. But even with that, like I feel like at least myself and probably a lot of people, you just see it sunny, and in your head it feels like it's going to be warmer. Like if you like, even if say we were inside, I think if I looked outside and saw 52 and it was sunny, I'd be like, oh, it's 52. But if it's like cloudy outside and I saw 52, I'd be like, oh, it's only 52. I think it makes a difference. Just put your mood into the right swing of things.
It is interesting. We're coming off of, I saw the chief meteorologist at WTRF TV, Zach Petty, had a tweet out last night that we have just gone through the warmest October on record at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport.
Yeah, I mean, we know it's been crazy warm this whole time. So it's just, I mean, it's not surprising. We've just been, it's like, 'cause remember, I think it was like the beginning of the month, it was so hot still.
Yeah, we had like 2 weeks where we were flirting with and even into the 80s in the beginning of October. So now then it dropped, but I mean that helps to bring the average up. But according to Zach's tweet, it was only by 0.4 of a degree that we broke the record. But
yeah,
we broke the record for the warmest October ever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just been so toasty. But I think that's why it makes it feel even worse whenever we get to these below average temperatures, because it goes from feeling like really, really nice and warm, and all of a sudden we're at 48 degrees for a high temperature, and you're just like, what? That's not fair.
It's exactly right. One real quick last question, because I think I heard you say this on TV this morning. You don't drink, do you not drink coffee at all? Is that what I heard you say?
Okay, so let me set the record straight. Like, people have been messaging us.
I hear some giggling in the background there. Wait a minute.
It's Stephanie. She's over at the anchor desk. So I like the flavor of coffee. I just don't like how up and down coffee makes me feel. So I drink tea on a regular basis. Like, I go to this, there's some place in Pittsburgh that I go, and I get, like, loose leaf, like, a nice thing of tea, and I make a thing of iced tea every morning. And then unsweet tea, though. It has to be not sweetened. I hate sweet tea. But so I drink that every day. But if I need to like get myself a good energy boost, I'll drink a cup of coffee, and then that'll wake me like up for the next 12 hours. So yeah, I don't really drink coffee though. Like I said, I maybe drink it once every other week, maybe, and that's about it.
The way to avoid that up and down thing from coffee is just don't stop drinking it. You'll just always be up. Just keep on drinking it. Keep on drinking it.
You just keep going. Why not?
Yeah.
You used to work at a restaurant.
Absolutely.
I was drinking, I think, like 4 cups of cold brew in the morning, and I'd switch to iced tea in the afternoon, and in the evening I'd switch to like the Monster energy drinks. I'd drink a whole one of those at night, and I was just like, oh, this is a really like not sustainable lifestyle of drinking this much caffeine in a day.
I love that phrase. This is really a not sustainable lifestyle. Now, I hear exactly what you're saying, I'm just in a good coffee mood this morning. I love a good cup of coffee. And sometimes this coffee tastes better than other times. I don't know why. This morning, maybe it's because it's cooler outside, but it's tasted.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It's tasted really
love
good.
Coffee, but like I just love tea. It's so good. I love tea. But it has to be like real.
Right.
Like I don't like the stuff like that's. I need like the real stuff from like a place, so it's like a good blend, not just regular old tea as much. Love it.
You just don't dip a tea bag in a cup of some hot water at home. You don't like to do that.
It'd be so much simpler if I did, because I wouldn't have to have like a whole like contraption that you like measure your tea out and put it in there. But there's this little place in the Strip District in Pittsburgh that sells just like a ton of coffee and loose leaf tea, so you can just go and get a whole bag of tea.
And do you do that?
I do, yeah. That's where I go. Probably like, I usually buy like a ton of it at once. I probably only end up there every few months. But I'll go and buy a giant, it's called the Queen's Blend. And I guess it's apparently what the Queen drinks in the morning. But I tried it once, so I was like, oh, I'll try and see what she drinks. And now I really like it.
I'm a big fan of the TV show NCIS, and Ducky, character played by David McCallum on that show, in one of the episodes, somebody said, would you like some tea? And he said, that's not tea. That's tea dust. Referring to, the kind of tea that we just tend to, throw a tea bag into our hot cup of water or something. That's not tea. That's tea dust.
I'm 100%.
So I hear what you're saying.
100%.
All right. Aaron, good talking to you. As always, we'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks very much.
See you then. Have a good one, Howard.
Have a good day. 7 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. I have a nice thing to say about Amazon. I actually say nice things about Amazon all the time, but a lot of people criticize and have negative things. I got a nice thing that came in the mail, and I'll tell you about that coming up in just a minute here on the Watchdog Morning Show.
Attorney Tom McIntyre.
Life. Book does. Give us a call. We're here to help.
Call Thomas E. McIntyre and Associates at 304-232-8600. Allow us to help put you back on the road to financial success.
Wheeling Coin and Hobby on 10th Street in Wheeling, next to the Bridge Tavern in downtown Wheeling, wants to buy any and all unwanted gold and silver jewelry. They are paying top dollar for 10, 14, 18, and 22 karat gold plus 925 sterling silver. They also want to buy collectible coins and paper money from before 1933. Wheeling Coin and Hobby is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Coin and Hobby, 304-232-8430, and add them on Facebook.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You're never too far from the most local programming in the Ohio Valley. Find us here. AM 1600 and 1370, FM 98.1 and 97.7. We are the Watchdog. The Watchdog.
He rambles, he rants, and sometimes he sings. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
This weekend when I was preaching in Dillonvale, my sermon was on building your house on a solid foundation, Biff, a scripture about, build your house on a solid rock foundation. I hope that our house is built on a strong foundation because, I don't know if you have heard it yet, the lady across the street is having a new driveway put in. Good for her. And she's got a giant piece of equipment there that is pounding away her old driveway. And every time that giant sledge machine comes down, boom, on her driveway, my entire house shakes. So, at first I thought something had happened, something had fallen on our roof. What was that? And then I heard, boom, the second one. I was, oh, I know what it is. They're breaking up the driveway across the street, and it's pound, pound. And every time that big giant machine hits the driveway, our whole house shakes. So, yikes. I hope our foundation is strong, because if not... So listen, if you start to hear things like fall all around me or anything, or it could be because the house fell apart, I don't know. I ordered something from Amazon, can't say what, because it's a Christmas gift, but I ordered something for Amazon, and I ordered 2 of them, quantity 2. And last week, I only got 1 of them back. I only got 1 delivered. And I waited a couple of days to see if it was going to come in another package, and it didn't. So then I contacted Amazon. They contacted the third-party deliverer. I said, look, I ordered 2, only got 1. Now, what I expected, frankly, was they would send me the second one, but it's okay. What I got yesterday was a notice that they are refunding my money for the second item. All right, that's okay. That's fine. And I'll just buy it again. What I found interesting, and I think this is kind of neat, so I looked over the refund note here. The refund, I got the refund amount, I got the tax refund for what I had paid, and a goodwill refund. I mean, it's not a ton of money, $3.50, but it was a goodwill refund. It was okay, we screwed up, we'll give you a little bit of money. I thought that was kind of nice. What do you do for $3.50? Have a cup of coffee, I guess. But still, that was nice. I mean, so I expected, if they were going to refund my money, I want all my money back. I want the cost of the item back. I want the tax back. There was no delivery charge because I am a Prime member. But I just thought it was neat. Good, and they call it the goodwill refund. And it does generate goodwill. Makes you feel good that they not only responded quickly, took care of the problem. Not quite the way I thought they would, but again, that's okay. They took care of the problem, and they gave me a couple bucks extra anyways. I like that. That works for me. All right, just about 8 o'clock in the morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show, we are going to talk with our national correspondent, Tom Squitieri, next hour. Senator Manchin in center of the news again. Also, the election in Virginia today. All coming up on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Climate conference focusing today on